dark storm clouds above the Forbidden Mountains. Lightning strikes across giant cliffs. Ancient ruins hidden among the rocks. Dot movement through the mountains. Giant footprints visible in mud. 20 years. 20 long years had passed since the day the giant disappeared into the mountains. 20 years since Azaru saved the Urunka Empire. 20 years since the people watched the Forgotten Prince walk away into the mist. The Empire survived. The villages were rebuilt. Children grew into adults, and stories became legends. Many believed Azaru was dead. Others believed he had become a spirit, but high above the clouds, beyond the Forbidden Mountains, the giant still lived, and he was waiting for a sign, waiting for a destiny he could not escape. 3 hunters walking through a dangerous forest, broken giant trees, strange glowing symbols on rocks, large footprints in the soil, discovery of a giant stone gate. The mountains were feared by all. No hunter entered them. No warrior dared climb them. The elders spoke of strange sounds that echoed through the valleys. At night, travelers claimed they saw giant footprints glowing beneath the moonlight. Many called these stories foolish, until one day, 3 hunters disappeared. The hunters entered into the Forbidden Mountains, searching for rare animals. They never returned. A rescue party was sent. Days later, they discovered broken trees, massive footprints, and a giant stone gate hidden deep within the cliffs. Gate was covered in ancient symbols. Symbols older than the Empire itself. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Birds exploded from the trees. The men turned a giant shadow, moved across the rocks. One soldier dropped his spear. Another fell to his knees. Then a deep voice echoed from the darkness. The displaced double quotes. The men ran without looking back. The giant had spoken. Azaru was alive. A boy named Kaza in peaceful village beside Urunka Empire River. Young Kaza helping farmers, carrying heavy loads easily. Villagers secretly watching him. Kaza living with his mother, far away from the mountains, in a peaceful village near the river of the Urunka Empire. A young boy lived a simple life. His name was Kaza. He was 14 years old, strong, quiet, and different from everyone around him. Kaza lived with his mother in a small wooden home. He had never known his father. Whenever he asked questions, his mother became silent, as if she carried a secret she feared to reveal. The villagers respected Kaza, but they also feared him, because strange things happened whenever he became angry. One day, while helping farmers carry water, Kaza lifted a stone that normally required 5 men. The villagers stared. Another day, he accidentally snapped a wooden tree in half with his bare hands. Whispers began spreading. The same whispers that once followed Azaru. The boy is cursed. The boy is dangerous. The boy is not normal. Kaza heard every word, and each one felt like a knife. Kaza washing by the river, that strange glowing mark appearing on his arm. Water beginning to move by itself. River waves rising. Kaza, frightened one evening while washing beside the river. Kaza noticed something strange. A glowing symbol appeared on his arm. At first, It looked like a faint scar. Then it began to shine. Blue light flowed beneath his skin. The water around him started moving. Without wind, without reason, Kaza stepped backward, terrified. The river suddenly erupted. A wall of water rose into the air. Fish leaped from the surface. The ground shook. Then everything became still. Kaza stood frozen, breathing heavily. He knew something was wrong, something impossible, and somewhere far away. In the mountains, Azaru opened his eyes. The giant had felt it. The bloodline had awakened. Dark fortress in the black desert. Massive throne room. King Malgor seated on black throne. Soldiers and generals kneeling. Messenger arriving. Beyond the black desert. Inside a fortress carved into black stone. Old enemies still lived. King Malgor, the conqueror, who had once tried to destroy Orunka. Many believed he died during the war. They were wrong. He survived, and for 20 years he had prepared for revenge. His spies traveled across kingdoms, searching, watching, waiting. Then one night, a messenger arrived. The symbol has appeared, slowly stood from his throne. A smile crossed his scarred face, the bloodline. Lives dot. The room fell silent. The giant's heir has been found. Malgor turned toward his generals. Prepare the army. Bring me the boy. Alive. The drums of war began once again. At night, the enemies monitors the village. Torches appearing in the darkness. Enemy soldiers wanted to attack. 3 nights later, Kaza's village slept peacefully. Then came the fire. Torches appeared at the edge of the forest. Soldiers poured from the darkness. Homes burned. People screamed. Chaos swallowed the village. Kaza rushed outside. His mother grabbed his arm, her eyes filled with fear. She finally spoke the truth. Kaza, they are here because of you. The boy froze. What do you mean? Tears rolled down her face. Before she could answer, an explosion shattered the house. Enemy soldiers surrounded them, and for the first time in his life, Kaza would be forced to fight. The bloodline had awakened. The enemy had arrived, and somewhere in the mountains, the giant Azaru was already moving. Kaza, surrounded by enemy soldiers. No escape. Suddenly, heavy footsteps of the giant going to the empire. Everything shakes. Enemy soldiers stop, terrified. Gigantic shadow appears behind them. Azaru, older, larger, more powerful than ever. The legend had returned. Enemy soldiers flee. Nobody dares move. Kaza looks up. Giant Azaru looks down at him. Both share the same symbol. Giant Azaru finally speaks. His first words in 20 years. Azaru, I have searched for you for a very long time. Kaza stares in shock. Kaza, who are you? Giant Azaru steps forward. Lightning flashes. Azaru, I am Azaru, and you carry my blood. Azaru and Kaza escape toward the mountains.